Okay, we're going to do the practice drawings. We're going to do practice one together. You can do it along with me. And then you're going to do practice drawing two, dimension practice drawing two on your own. And then you will share that one with me or assign it. I'm not sure. It depends. You'll have to look in rules for dimensioning. I'll have the assignments in here. So anyway, so let's start with this. So the way how you want to do this is we're just going to go back through and look at the actual sketch right here, and it's going to give you the dimensions. Okay, so you can kind of toggle between the two. What I would probably do is maybe take a little snapshot of this, maybe a picture, showing the sketch, and then go over to here and then start dimensioning it. Okay. So, it's entirely up to you, however you want to do it. You can just toggle between them or whatever. Okay. Or you could have your Chromebook out if you're here at school and do it, but however you want to do it. Anyway, so always start with, so I'll go through the process. I'm not going to go through the rules so much. Well, I will as we go, but I'm just kind of showing you. But I always start with the smaller dimensions first, like this 1.5 and the 1, and then I usually do the overall ones. So start with the smaller ones and work your way out. So we'll do this 1.5 and this 2.5. All right. So putting those dimensions in, we'll do the 2.5. And, as far as how far you bring it out, just, make it look good, something like that. Okay. And then we can put this dimension in here. There's a couple ways you could do this. I could go from this point here to this line and it'll give me that. But now what I don't want to see is this dimension looking like this. You always want to have the arrows on the inside. Okay. That's always a better thing. Uh, instead of having this on the outside and things like this, the arrows are on the inside. But let's say you accidentally do that. Okay. You put it on the inside or the outside like that. What you can do, and I'll just kind of zoom in here, you can come in here and you see this little diamond. You can flip it so the arrows go on the inside. And then you can recenter this because we always want this centered. Okay. Then just go back and redo that. All right. So you always want to try to have it centered if you can. All right. That's the best thing. All right. Now let's go ahead and do that one dimension. Is basically this right here. And again, you see how you can do that, but you want it on the inside. Okay. Now, I click that line, but I want to show you something. It should always leave a gap right here. See that right there? See how it leaves a gap? So if I just click this line, it's not going to give me a gap there. Okay, right there. All right. So that's why when I did this one right here, I did this point here and that line instead of doing that. So what I would have done in this case is dimension this, like click this point and then maybe click this line right here. Okay, so what it'll do is see how it gives you the gap right there now. And try to get this center. It kind of locks in, as far how far, just kind of about right there. All right. So there's that. Okay. So always try to, when you do your dimensions, you always have that little gap there. Okay. And that means you might have to go to the point, or you could also do it. Here's another way to do it. Okay. I could have done dimension and click this line and this line, and it would give me the one. So there's a couple ways to do that. All right. So you always want the dimension on the inside. All right. So then the next, I'll just go back here to this. Looks like I need the 4 and this 2.5. Okay. So let's get that. Let's do the overall height. Now your rules always state you want to try to have the dimensions between the views, okay, like this. And like if we had a top view up here, you want it here. Okay, so we're going to go and do the overall height here. So I could have done this whole line right here and put the dimension out here, but I'm going to just dimension from that line there to this line, which will give me that 4 inches. And then notice as you move it, it kind of snaps into the middle. Now you don't want these really far out, so you want them kind of close together like this. All right. And then we need this dimension here. So again, I'll just go from here to there and then just put that in the middle there. And then notice, see, if you look at all these dimensions, they all have that spacing in there. Okay. So you always want that little space in between We call this the extension line, and these are dimension lines. Dimension lines actually have the dimension, the size, okay? Now these type of dimensions are what we call size dimensions. They're sizing it, giving it the size. So these are different sizes. So what I want you to do is then you're going to go through, and I'll have to delete this because I don't want you guys to have this. All right. So you do that with me. You can do it right along with me. Pause me, do whatever. And then you're going to do number 2 on your own. Okay. You're going to do number 2 on your own using kind of the same rules of what I did there. All right. But what you'll do is you go back into Part Studio and just check out that sketch. It's got all the dimensions in there, and all those dimensions there have to be on this drawing. Okay? Good luck.